Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? We back, man. It's been a minute. The fella's been busy, but we are glad to be back. My brother, I missed you, man. Everybody, welcome to episode 12 of the No Pressure Podcast. I'm your co-host, Teej. With me, as always, is my brother, Booby Lee, a.k.a. Jordan, a.k.a. Miles the Great, a.k.a. Brevard's Finest. How you doing, my guy?
Chill. Yeah. I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Ready to get into it, man. It's been a while since we did this, so I'm ready to rock and roll, man. Let's go ahead and dive straight into it.
Bet. If you rocking, I'm rolling, dude, man. Man, the first thing I want to say is big shout out to you. Your oldest had his third birthday party over this past weekend, man. Tell us a little bit about that, man. Tell us a little bit about being the father of a 3-year-old.
Nah, it was dope, bro. It was dope. Shout out to everybody that came and showed love. It was really cool to see Kyler in that space, in that environment. We had went to this like, I don't know what's it called, like jungle gym, like a big ass jungle gym in Matthews, where it's just like a whole bunch of bounce houses and shit. So, it was cool for him to be in an environment where he was just free to, do whatever he wanted, played around. A lot of friends, a lot of family showed up. So, kids his age just had the opportunity to just jump all over the place, really. Shout out to Cash, shout out to Chosen, shout out to all the kids that came through and showed love. And yeah, it was cool, man. Having the opportunity to just sing happy birthday to him and him, just soaking up all that love and joy. It was just really cool to see. So I'm really appreciative. Shout out to my wife. She put everything together. Shout out to the venue. And yeah, man, it was just a really cool experience, man. I told my wife, matter of fact, when we were singing happy birthday to him, I damn near wanted to shed a tear just because of how happy he was and all the love that he received. So, shout out there, like I said, shout out to everybody who came and, shout out my boy with gifts and love and praise and all that good stuff.
Yeah, man, my boy was cheesing, man. I told Mariah, man, all I seen was like, to me, Mariah's always had like a distinct smile, and I seen it in Kyler when he was cheesing and everybody was singing happy birthday, like, oh shoot, this for me, man. Like he knew what was going on, man. So shout out to nephew. Shout out to nephew on his third
Yeah,
birthday,
man.
man.
Yeah, that was love.
I also
Absolutely.
celebrated my nephew Jason's 10th birthday, man, which is crazy. That was really cool. So Jace, happy birthday again. His birthday was on the 13th. We celebrated this past weekend. We went bowling in a little arcade. He had a good time. So it was a busy weekend, man. I'm glad
Yeah, I
we
was
able
just about
to
to say, it sounded like a busy weekend for you.
Yeah, Saturday, Jace party, Sunday, Kyler party, drive 3 hours back to Warrenton. So yeah, it was eventful, man. But Ashley been doing like she been doing a lot of vlogging, man. Like, and I've kind of grown to like it a whole lot. So she vlogged this past weekend. She actually posted it on her TikTok. Check it out, man. It's actually pretty cool. So yeah, man, it was just a good weekend. Seeing my mom, seeing my sister, seeing my nephew, seeing y'all, friends and family, having fun. When you got a kid, man, like a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, their birthday party is your birthday party because you got to do everything they want to do. They need help climbing over stuff. I
That's
seen you
facts.
picking up kids so they can dunk on a little goal. You was like a little
Mm-hmm.
machine, bro. Just picking them up and they just dunking and then they want to do it again, bro. So yeah, it was real cool, bro.
Yeah, facts, bro. Facts. How about this weekend? What you got planned this weekend? Can we get into that?
Hey, yeah, man, I'm gonna have some visitors. Visitors coming out to the country, man, to show some love for my brother-in-law, Drewski. He having his little graduation get together on Saturday. So tomorrow gonna be setting up for that as we prepare for Saturday. His family's coming in town. He's invited some friends. It's gonna be a good time, man. I'm just looking forward to celebrating his huge accomplishment. Looking forward for y'all to come up here, spend time with y'all again. Get turned, get lit, have a good time, eat good, all that, bro. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. Definitely excited to get down there. Get back to the 2-5, man. I know the 2-5 missed me. Be back soon. You know what I'm saying? But all jokes aside, man, shout out to Drew for the big time accomplishment, walking across that stage, getting that diploma. And yeah, man, definitely looking forward to seeing what you got in store next, man. I follow the coaching page. So yeah, definitely wanting to see, how that endeavor kind of goes for you. But I'm definitely supporting you. We all supporting you, and definitely got your back. So shout out to Drewski. No pressure,
Yeah, man.
no pressure alumni.
For sure, man. So, man, I want to dive right into these playoffs we got going on, man. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the world has heard about the comeback of maybe the century. The Pacers yesterday against the Knicks, game one. I think they were down 11, with under a minute and a half to go. Found a way to come back and win in overtime. Aaron Nesmith hit, I think, 5 consecutive threes, which was insane. I don't think I've seen nothing like that since T-Mac against the Spurs. All y'all young bloods, go tap into that. Y'all don't, when T-Mac had the, 11 points in 33 seconds or something like that. It was crazy against the Spurs.
Something like that,
man.
something crazy.
But, man, what I wanted to ask you, man, like the hot topic, man, that I'm eager for your opinion, man. Tyrese Haliburton was voted the most overrated, and I think he has had a phenomenal playoff so far. I kind of agree with him being overrated. I did agree with him being overrated. I got a question for you, man. Is Tyrese Haliburton, is he a superstar?
No, hell no.
Okay, you said that confidently.
He's having a great playoff. He's having a great playoff. Don't get me wrong. But when I think about superstar, I think about Bron. I think about KD. I think about Steph. I think about guys who are in a different type realm from Tyrese Haliburton. I feel like I do kind of owe Tyrese an apology. He has been playing sensational whole playoffs. And it's not even just the scoring, bro. Like, people say that he really can't guard. I feel like he's doing a good job of being the best defender he can. I ain't saying he's a shutdown or just a lockdown guy, but he hasn't been no slouch on the defensive end. And then obviously he's a offensive talent in terms of his ability to pass the ball, his ability to score the ball, his ability to get his teammates great shots. I think his teammates enjoy playing with him. I think the city of Indiana, I was about to say the city of Indiana. I think Indiana, definitely loves him and loves his style of play. I like watching him, just to be blunt, just to be real. He's definitely an enjoyable player to watch. Plays the game the right way. He doesn't turn it over. I do feel like the Pacers organization has done a really good job of building that team around him as well. So I do got to give a little praise to the organization. Also got to give a little praise to Rick Carlisle as well. He's doing a good job of coaching that team, and they play a very exciting brand of basketball. And Tyrese, he's the head of the snake. So, I do need to show him a little bit of love and take back some of the things I said. Well, I'm not necessarily take things back, but he's playing well. He's playing well. I gave him a lot of criticism, and he's making me eat my words. So, shout out to Tyrese. I don't think he's a superstar. I'm interested to hear your opinion on it. I don't think he's a superstar. I think he needs. Matter of fact, I think he has a quite long ways to go before we classify him as a superstar. But he's doing his thing right now. He's doing his thing. But talk to me about what you think. Is he a superstar? I mean, he's been hitting a lot of big shots. He definitely been playing well in these playoffs. I mean, if they win the championship, I might have to reconsider. But what you think for right now?
I think I agree with you. I don't think at this moment he is, but he has superstar potential. I apologize as well. Again, I said, I felt like he was a little overrated. I definitely take that back. He's the anchor that keeps his team going. Whether he's hitting shots, like you said, he has an ability to make his teammates better. I think yesterday he had 11 assists, and he's clutch. I think he might be. I know Jalen Brunson won the NBA Clutch Award, and rightfully so. But Tyrese Haliburton, I think, like I said, it was a stat that said like when it comes, like he had hit like 11 out of 12 shots, in clutch time in his career, and obviously propelled that yesterday with the 3 day. The 2-pointer that he hit to go into overtime. But as far as him being a superstar, yeah, I don't think so, not yet. But like you said, if they get this ring, I don't see how he wouldn't be, because I mean the Pacers were good last year. They competed last year. Their offense is prolific, and I think he's a big part of that. Because I mean, if you look at this Indiana team on paper, I don't think anyone would predict that they would be as good as they are. And
Facts. That's a great point.
Yeah, Jeezy said something in the chat yesterday, which we've highlighted, but I like the term to use. We usually talk about full court defense, but they got full court offense. Like they don't stop. They never quit. And I think inside the NBA, it's like when they score 120 points, they're like 30-4 or something like that, bro. Like an insane stat when they score 120 points. So like I said, have they improved defensively as a team? Absolutely. But when you got offense like they got, it's like the Knicks put up 130 something points. I don't think the Knicks are going to continue. They can't do that continuously, because that was my critique coming into. I predicted. Obviously it ain't on wax, but when you and I talked, I predicted the Pacers were going to win Game 1. I thought they were going to outscore the Knicks. The Knicks scored phenomenally. I think Cat ended up having 30 something. Jalen Brunson had 40 something. And it wasn't enough. So that's kind of scary, because again, I don't think the Knicks have much offensively, or they struggle offensively from times where they can't lose a game like that, especially to Indiana, and having to go to Indiana. Like, you got to protect home court. So yeah, back to what I was saying. I feel like if Tyrese Haliburton, gets them to the promised land, leads them to a championship, which I don't think will happen, because of the roster, the composition of the roster. I think we got to consider him as a quote unquote superstar. But like you said, shout out to Rick Carlisle. He's won with every team he's been on. He's a champion, which he got with the Mavericks. So he knows about offense. Offense is what he prides himself on, and I think we're seeing that. And the Pacers are bought in, man. I love the energy. I love the camaraderie. I love how they don't quit. They fight. And again, I think that's in large part to Tyrese Haliburton. So yeah, like you said, bro, shout out to bro. You still think it's Knicks in 6?
Yeah. I still think it's Knicks in 6. I was just about to ask you, like, is it a situation where the Knicks lost the game, or you feel like the Pacers won the game? Like, how you breaking that down?
I'm gonna have to say both, bro, because like that ain't the first time the Pacers done did that. Like they did it. They had a few games like that in the regular season in which they were down double digits with like less than a minute to go, and they find a way to win. I don't understand it. They just hit big shots. They get stops. And the basketball guys just being in their favor. So like I was watching the game with Drew actually, man, and as they were starting to come, I said the Pacers always do this. Like it's never over. Then OG missed a big free throw. Cat missed a big free throw. So I guess if I had to pick, bro, I'm gonna say the Knicks lost. Knicks lost that game. Because at one point they were trading.
I definitely agree.
They were trading baskets under a minute. Then it comes down to the free throw. If you knock down your free throws, you win the game. If you knock down your free throws, you win the game. If Cat knocks down his free throws, they win the game. If OG knocks down his free throws, they win the game. Simple as that. Simple as that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It came down to the Knicks missing free throws. I know they came out with Jalen Brunson. Apparently, he felt like one of his shots got goaltended, and he said he didn't get an explanation. That goaltend don't matter, my boy. Like, we talking about free throws. Free throws ain't got no goaltending. You got to worry about no defense. You got to worry about none of that. So, you guys choked. So, Haliburton, rightfully so, did the Reggie Miller when he thought he hit the 3 to win the game. But they choked, bro. Jay Williams said that was the biggest choke in playoff history, in his opinion.
Yeah, I feel like the Knicks lost the game. I know the Pacers made some plays, and I was actually very impressed by the Pacers in overtime. I feel like, once they saw that light, they took full advantage in overtime. But the Knicks lost the game. Like you said, they missed free throws. If we knock down these free throws, that's not even a situation where he has the opportunity to hit a basket at the end. It's not even a situation where we're going into overtime. So I feel like the Knicks actually played well, especially in the second half, but down the stretch, you gotta put them away, man, and they didn't put them away. With that being said, too, I still feel like it's going to be Knicks in 6. I do feel like they're going to learn from this situation. I do feel like they're going to tighten a few screws up. And ultimately, I think they're the better team in my opinion. I do love the way the Pacers play. I love their style. But at the end of the day, I do feel like the Knicks, just from top to bottom, I know they don't play that many players, but the players that they do play, I just feel like they're better. They're better 1 through 5 than the Pacers. So, we'll see. Shout out to the Pacers though. That was a really good game. One of the better games I've seen in a long time in the NBA. So, shout out to the Pacers, shout out to the Knicks. But yeah, man, I'm still rocking with my boy Jeezy, man. Jeezy, if you listening, Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5. Man, say no. Chill. Knicks in 6, man. Knicks in 6.
Hey,
shout out to my boy Jeezy though, man.
He gonna be mad at you, bro. He know what he said. He don't want your support. He said you go jinx him, bro. Hey, Jeezy, man, you gotta tap in and comment your thoughts about Miles saying originally Knicks in 5, but he switched it up, bro. But I think
Jeezy, if you listening. Jeezy, if you listening, I used to be a Knicks fan back in the day. I know I told you, but I'm saying it on live. I used to be a Knicks fan back in the day. Latrell Sprewell used to be my guy, 3-level scorer. Used to love the Knicks. Used to love how they play. Used to love seeing them play in the Garden. I am an OG fan, back in the day. If you a real Knicks fan, you know who Latrell Sprewell is. So, shout out to Latrell, man.
I swear I never knew that till you said that the other day. I never knew that. So this is breaking news, y'all. I ain't never heard this man say "Go Knicks" or none of that. I've known Miles now for a long time. I never knew. I've always known his favorite player to be Steve Nash because he was the first person I ever heard that liked Steve Nash. Never. I'm not saying he's capping. I'm just saying this is breaking news. So breaking news here on the No Pressure Podcast, man.
Hey man, I got that Knick blood in my soul, man.
But Jeezy gonna love
Knicks
that, bro.
In 6.
Hey man,
Knicks in 6, man.
So let's since we're on the playoffs real quick, obviously game 2 is going on with OKC in Minnesota, man. What was your thoughts about game 1?
I mean, it was kind of alarming, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I do feel like, Minnesota, they did a good job in the first half. They kept it close. But yeah, in the second half, I feel like OKC just showed that they're a championship team. They showed that their levels above Minnesota, which is crazy to say because Minnesota is really, really good. But, I think we said it on a previous pod, like, OKC, they top 5 offense, they top 5 defense. They got rim protection. They got scores. They got defense. They get out in the transition. They're young. They're fast. They're athletic. They got it all, bro. And then Shai is just a monster. I don't care what nobody say. I know a lot of people saying like, oh, he a foul merchant. He always flopping, blah, blah, man. I don't care what none of y'all say. That man, especially in game 1, he was in attack mode. And I love it. Like, can't nobody stay in front of me. Can't nobody keep me from getting to my spots. When I do draw help, I'm just gonna kick it to a shooter. I'm just gonna kick it to Jalen Williams. He gonna knock down the 3. I'm just gonna kick it to, whoever, Caruso, anybody, whatever. Like, I really enjoyed just how he had command of that game, and I think he played really well. But the scary thing is, like, he doesn't even have to. In my opinion, he doesn't have to go crazy every night because his support system is just really, really good. So, Shai kills. That's one thing. But, I mean, if he has an average night, he still has a lot of support around him to the point where, OKC can still win. So, I guess my initial thoughts, long story short, I think my initial thoughts is just OKC is just really, really, really good. I'm obviously Minnesota going to win a game or two, but Minnesota not going to beat them 4 times, man. It's just, it's just too tall of a mountain to climb for them, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong. Shout out to AE, shout out to Julius Randle. Julius Randle had a really good first half, game 1. I'm interested to see what he does tonight. But yeah, man, I think OKC just might be a little too much for Minnesota at the end of the day. So yeah, man, I think OKC in a really good spot. What was your thoughts about it?
Well, first, I hope you're right. I hope we do take care of these boys, kick their ass, do what we supposed to do. Um, I don't think Minnesota could have asked for a better game, and like you said, first half from Julius Randle. I mean, we hit 5 threes in the first half. Um, Rudy Gobert got in foul trouble. He had 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes. I was talking to
That was big too. That was big. That was big. I forgot to say
man.
that. That was big.
I don't think this is a series for Rudy Gobert, coach. I don't. I think Chet and Hartenstein like are two great defenders who obviously they made it tough for Jokic. And Jokic is no comparison to Rudy Gobert. And with that being said, like Rudy, I think they got to go Nas Reed. They got to stretch him out. I feel like Rudy is just a cone on defense in this series. If he's not impacting the game, we're just gonna be like it's just I don't see him playing much this series. So I think that's mistake number one. Secondly, everything you said, like I think Jalen Williams had maybe four steals or something like that. We just looked good defensively. Caruso was picking up AE as he crossed half court. Lou Dort. I mean, we just got so many. We got great defenders, post and perimeter shooters. Like you said, arguably the best scorer in the league in Shai. Bigs, like it's a perfectly built team. Like we 10 deep. Like we got a 10-man rotation, which obviously in the playoffs, a lot of teams, shrink their rotation to 7, 8 here and there. But we got a 10-man rotation and it's working for us, man, because Casey Wallace is playing good. Then we got Isaiah Joe who can come in. The other Jalen Williams, bro, like it's a beautiful thing to see, man. And Chet is playing with such at a high level, but he's rebounding way better than he did in the regular season. Finishing at the rim. He had 9 points in the fourth quarter in game one. Because I mean, Shai struggled in the first half. We were down, but then we picked things up, and it's like we just don't panic. And like I've always said, it's tough to beat us at home. So us having home court advantage is huge because that arena is always rocking. It's always loud. I was watching the game before we started pie, and it was just loud in there, man. Like it's the passion, like, and I think their team chemistry is just unmatched. Like I don't know if you've seen that Shai bought everybody on the team Rolexes, a custom some kind of custom gear. But a lot of quarterbacks do that stuff like the offensive line. I haven't really heard of an NBA player buying their entire team something after winning MVP. So Shai and we all. I mean, Rolexes ain't cheap. I don't know one, but I know they ain't cheap. But he got everybody. Like it's just little things like that I feel like they are literally a family in OKC, man. I think that's a testament to Sam Presti. We've had plenty of highs, some lows, but in those lows it was just rebuilding and from the draft, from free agency. And I just think like you said, we just got too much this year. I think it's our time. I pray that everybody stays healthy, and we're able to finish the season. Shai getting MVP. We had 2 guys on the all defensive team. Lou Dort got first team all defense. Jalen Williams got second team all defense. Best record in the NBA. Number 1 overall seed. The ring would set it off. It'll be a hell of a year for Shai and the OKC Thunder, man. And I think the Timberwolves are really good. I just don't think they have enough. Anthony Edwards looked extremely tired in the fourth quarter because he's a defender as well. But when you got Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, Casey Wallace, 3 fresh bodies coming at you all the time, because he said it himself. He said I got to shoot more shots. But the thing about it, AE, you weren't forcing. Some may say like you were getting defended well and you were passing up to good. You were making the right play in my opinion. Should you be shooting more than 13 shots? Yeah, but you're the head of the scouting report, and I think that showed yesterday because in this press conference he said I got to shoot more shots, and I mean I think that's easier said than done. Like, do you force? Maybe you do because you're Anthony Edwards and you are the best offensive player on that team by far. But who knows what that can lead to. So to answer your question, bro, I was satisfied. I got us winning in 6, maybe even 5, depending on how it goes. If we still won in Minnesota, which I fully think, I think we'll lose game. We go win game 2, lose game 3, win game 4, win game 5. So I got us in 5.
Let me ask you this: is Shai a foul merchant?
I mean, I'll say like that. It's stuff like that. Even when they used to say that about Harden, bro, like you can't help what the refs call. Like if you get whatever contact, I mean, again, I think everybody should be foul merchant. Try to get to the free throw line. If the ref's gonna call it, let's get to the free throw line. Shit. But you know what's funny? Richard Jefferson said yesterday, he was like, he had a conversation with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai shot, it was maybe like a couple years ago. Like he went to the free throw line like 11 times a game, and he said we were getting our ass beat. He was like, we're winning now, but I'm going to the free throw line less. Like I'm going to the free throw line less. Oh, I'm getting like 9 points from the free throw line, and now everybody's making a big ruckus about it. And Richard Jefferson was like, that was a valid point. Like it only matters because we're the best team in the NBA or whatever the case may be. I don't think like being a foul merchant, if the refs are going to call the foul, use it to your advantage. In my opinion, like I get to the free throw line. So again, if the refs don't call the foul, then he'll adjust accordingly. But just like Harden, when Harden was average, his MVP season, and if the refs are going to call it, but one thing that Shai doesn't shy away from contact. His best move is the shoulder bump. Anyone that watches Shai, they know he's not. He welcomes contact. So if you're welcoming contact, early on you may initiate bump and finish. Then what do people don't like getting bumped off their spot? So what do? They may bulk up a little bit. So if Shai feels them bulking up, he may flop or do whatever you want to call it to get to the free throw line. It's just it's chess, bro. It's chess, not checkers, in my opinion. Because again, if I done guarded you, man. You strong, bro. You gonna get that bump every single time. And I can choose to, either get bumped or try to absorb the contact. And you might do a light bump. I'm bulking up, trying to be macho man. You bump, you be like, oh, and then you go into the line. That's just the game, bro. You adjust with the times, bro. And so is he a free throw merchant? Yes, everyone should be a free throw merchant if the ref's gonna call it. If you can use it to your advantage, get to the free throw line. Who doesn't want to get to the free throw line? All the best scorers, in my opinion, in NBA history. Like if you look at shooting, scoring champs, they get to the free throw line. You want to have 50 points, I guarantee you probably get to the free throw line 14, 15 times.
Facts. Let me say this. All right. I agree with your point, and I think it's a different. It's one conversation with Shai. I think it's an entirely different conversation with Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson flops every time he gets bumped. He throw his head back. He fall to the ground. Like I rock with Jalen Brunson too because he's really good. He doesn't have like your prototypical size. He's 6'2" at the
listed. Yeah,
tallest. He's 6'2". Yeah, he's not overly big dude. He's not overly fast. He's not like super quick. He's not super athletic. I think he's very crafty. I think he's really good at absorbing contact and creating contact and things like that. But I do feel like Jalen Brunson is really, really bad when it comes to flopping and getting to the free throw line. And I like watching him play, but at the same time, I don't like watching him play. It was a couple plays in their game one where he would just fall to the ground. He had the one play where he made the dude hit his face. Like, man,
oh yeah, yeah, I did see that.
I'm like, dog, you made the defender smack. Yes, you made bruh smack you in the face. Like, come on, bro. I do feel like if Shai is right here when it comes to getting fouled and, flopping or whatever the case may be, Jalen Brunson is like way up here. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like exaggerating contact and
well, coach, do you
flopping
think
and stuff like that?
Do you think Jalen Brunson but does that more because of his size? It's easier for the refs may not fall in love, but may cater to the smaller guard, the smaller player. You think that's maybe?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that. And I mean, at the end of the day, to your point, like, I mean, he used it to his advantage. He's smart. He's crafty. He knows the rules. He knows how to get to the line. But I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to watch at times. But I rock with Jalen Brunson, though. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to make it seem like I'm throwing shade on, bro. Like, I rock with him. Yeah. He the king of New York right now. So I'll give
Best
him his
Nick
credit,
ever.
but shit, hey, hold on now. That might be a conversation now. Well, we might have to get into that another day. That's a whole nother conversation. But
Best Nick ever, bar none.
yeah, man, like, oof, oof. Latrell Sprewell? No, just playing.
Hey, you. Oh, that was a good one, bro. That was a good.
No. I'm trolling. But shout out Jalen Brunson, man. Like, love you. I like your game, bro. Like, you're gonna lead the Knicks to the promised land. I think the Knicks are gonna win at 6. I already said that. But at times it can get a little hard to watch you, my boy. I ain't gonna lie. But shout out Jalen Brunson. Shout out to Shai.
Yeah.
Two talented guys for sure.
Latrell Sprewell, bro, you funny, bro. Hey, man. So something else I wanted to cover, bro, was for those who don't know, RG3, Robert Griffin III, had some comments regarding Andrew Reese and Caitlin Clark. The other day when they played, Caitlin Clark visibly on the court complained about Andrew Reese pushing her teammate in the foul prior to the rebound. The foul wasn't called, and to prevent the easy layup, she fouls Andrew Reese. Caitlin Clark fouls Andrew Reese. Andrew Reese falls to the ground, gets up, and is prepared to, fight. No one's gonna fight, but she's getting up. Ask her. She said, "What the f is wrong with you?" Blah blah blah. Caitlin Clark's just walking away, paying her no mind. And RG3 is pretty much, saying that Andrew Reese hates Caitlin Clark. That was his take, but his wife was in the background. His wife happens to be white. His wife was in the background, kind of like nodding her head to everything that RG3 was saying about Andrew Reese. Even there was a moment where he was quoting something that she said and using all her mannerisms, and then she pretty much insinuating that she had an attitude. Ryan Clark then on the next day pretty much says something to the point. I'm not quoting him, but something. I'm gonna paraphrase something along the effect of like, I'm pretty sure you haven't had you haven't had conversations with your wife about what black women go through, because your wife is white, and he seems like when we work together, you magnify like your wife, the color of her skin, and to me, I met your wife. She's a great person. She's more than just the color of her skin. That was pretty much it. Then he went on to say the take about like, the whole Andrew Reese, Caitlin Clark situation, and saying his wife didn't need to be in the background. The next day, RG3 comes on his podcast. His wife was not in the background and says like, you crossed the line. You don't attack my family. No reason for you to bring up my wife. That shows how low of a human being that you are. All these things. And in my initial, I'm like, whoa. He didn't say nothing bad about your wife. He did nothing bad. He actually gave her a compliment saying she's more than the complexion of her skin. But RG3, created his own narrative. So, my whole thing was like, bro, like you're wild in RG3. Like it was not that deep. I personally think that RG3 and Ryan Clark just got some tension from when they did work together, because Ryan Clark talked about some of those things and all that stuff, which people can dive into if they want to. But I will say this, Coach. I do think Andrew Reese does not like Caitlin Clark. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, there are plenty of people in the league who don't like other players. WNBA, NBA. That's just the way it goes. That's competition. You're not inclined to like anybody. So it's just being magnified because Caitlin Clark is the biggest name in the WNBA right now. I don't care what anyone says. Andrew Reese, also, she's a big name as well. She's not bigger than Caitlin Clark, because one of the things that I feel like when we were growing up, you and I, the white quarterback was everything in the NFL. Up until the GOAT, one of my all-time favorite athletes, Michael Vick, came into the picture, which then motivated guys who look like us, black young boys, to wear the number 7. We wanted the visor like Vic. Quarterbacks weren't wearing visors. Vic had the black visor, had the swag. Everybody was using them in Madden 04. And now look at the NFL right now, dominated by black quarterbacks. Shout out Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl champ. Shout out Patrick Mahomes. Shout out Cam Newton. Shout out Lamar Jackson. I can go on and on about it. Shout out Kyler Murray. Now, white girls.
Jalen McDaniels.
Facts. Oh yeah, I can't forget about my boy with the Commanders. Now, white girls didn't have somebody that quote unquote, and I'm saying white girls because again, they didn't have someone that looked like them dominating the WNBA. Now that's Caitlin Clark, and what does she do, Coach? She shoots threes. What does Steph Curry motivated all these the generation under us? Their favorite player, Steph Curry. They want to shoot threes like Steph Curry. They buying Steph Curry shoes. And the reason being, I mean, it's easier to shoot a bunch of threes than to dunk a basketball. So these girls are relating. It's hard to relate to Angel Reese as a basketball player when you got Caitlin Clark who's shooting logo threes and whatnot. That's attractive. That's the oohs, the eyes. You know, in the NBA you got more dunks and shit like that. But Angel Reese and others just have to accept the fact that Caitlin Clark is bringing some attention to the WNBA. That's great. It's great for everybody. And if you don't like her, that's absolutely fine. Like for whatever the case may be. So I personally didn't have an issue with the foul. I think fouls like that happen all the time, especially when it comes to open layups. Andrew Reese got up and retaliated, I think, because it was Caitlin Clark. And in my opinion, and again, that's fine. I feel like if it was anybody else, she probably wouldn't have reacted the way that she did. And I think the media blows up Andrew Reese versus Caitlin Clark versus more than anybody else does. Like, I really don't think it's that deep. It was a basketball play. Andrew Reese didn't like it. She reacted. Let's move the fuck on. Let's move on. It's okay. Then for RG3 to pretty much spend his entire podcast with his wife in the background talking about that, I didn't agree with that. He felt like Ryan Clark didn't have to say anything about his wife. Did he? He did not. He didn't have to. He didn't have to. I don't think he said anything malicious. But keep that same energy because Jason Whitlock comments and says on his Twitter, like, hey, I don't know what y'all I don't know how y'all feel, but that ain't no 2% milk. That's whole milk right there, the expensive stuff. So RG3, he's sexualizing your wife. Keep that same energy. Tell Jason Whitlock to keep your wife's name out your mouth, out his mouth. Because he's sexualizing your wife. He's pretty much saying she look good, bro. She look good. And if that's how Jason Whitlock feel, cool. But he's publicizing his thoughts about your wife. Keep that same energy if you don't want nobody talking about your wife. Don't take it out on Ryan Clark, who didn't say anything bad. But again, you don't want him to talk about your wife. You're allowed to speak on that. I feel you on that. I don't think Ryan Clark was wrong in his take or whatever the case may be. Again, I think they have tension. And my conclusion before we get your take, Coach, I know I was kind of going on a tangent is I do think Andrew Reese does not like Caitlin Clark. That is A-okay. That's part of competition. You don't have to like your competition at the end of the day. The media makes that shit bigger than what it needs to be. Let's enjoy basketball. Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA, rightfully so. And I feel like the next person who's going to be on that same level as her is Juju, and who is currently at USC. She's going to be the next one to propel. That's going to be Juju versus Caitlin Clark for years to come. But, Coach, give me some of your thoughts on everything that I just said.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you in terms of, Angel doesn't really like Caitlin. I think Angel is a competitor. I think that's one thing that I do like about her. I will say at LSU, I was kind of good on her, but now she's going to turn pro. I just like how she's in different lanes. She has a podcast, she models, she plays in the W. She's bringing attention to the W. So, I mean, shout out to Angel. And, like you said, I think it's perfectly fine that, Angel doesn't like Caitlin. I think that might be good for the W. For real. I know when I did get the alert on my phone saying that that Caitlin pushed Angel down, I had to tap in like, oh shit, what the fuck happened? For real. So I mean, now, and I'm not saying in a negative fashion, but it's just like, these are two prominent stars of the W, and them kind of clashing. I mean, that's just going to bring attention to the W. So, with that being said, I'm not very high on RG3. I think Ryan Clark had mentioned when they were working together at ESPN, RG3 would mention how much he liked milk. Milk is referencing a white woman. I'm not a fan of that. You a black man. You working at ESPN. You walking around ESPN, letting people know like, oh, I like milk. I need milk. Milk. Like that's not what a self-respecting black man would be saying. So I'm not really a fan of that. So at the end of the day, I have my certain thoughts about RG3 and the type of man he is, but I do think Ryan Clark was in the wrong. I don't think you mentioned another man's wife. I don't feel like you, and like you said, he didn't say nothing malicious. He didn't say nothing disrespectful. He didn't say nothing that I felt like attacked RG3's wife. But at the end of the day, he did mention his wife, and I just feel like that's something you don't do. You keep the wife out of it, you keep the kids out of it. That's kind of a low blow. No matter what you're saying, you could be saying whatever, but just keep the family out of it, especially the wife and the kids. So I really like Brian Clark. I think he's very articulate. I love his podcast. I love the work that he does for ESPN, and I think he's a strong black man. But I think you gotta slow your roll when it comes to mentioning other people's wives. I just don't think that's the way to go. So, I see both sides of it, and don't get me wrong. Like RC, I feel like you articulated what you needed to articulate. I just feel like you should have just left the wife out of it, and I know what he was getting at, just like, we all know what he was getting at, but just certain things, as a married man, you just stay away from. So, they both kind of went back and forth. They both responded. I do feel like, they got a little bit of animosity towards each other. I would love for them to sit down and have a conversation because, at the end of the day, they two black public figures, and you don't want to see them beefing like that. But shout out to RC, shout out to RG3, man. Hopefully they can make things right. But yeah, I'm just wasn't a fan of it. I hope we can, just move past it and just keep it pushing.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, I think it's more so RC and RG3 got issues more than anything. And the pawns in this is Caitlin Clark and Andrew Reese. But something you alluded to before we move on, bro, is like, it's just things that aren't appropriate in the workplace. Like, I'm not going to go around the workplace saying like, oh, I love black women and I love me some chocolate. Whatever the case, it's just not appropriate. Like, you like what you like, RG3, but you don't have to go around the office saying, I like milk, or like you said, whatever. Like that's it's wild. And like you said, I got my own thoughts about that. And let me clarify: I love black women. I love black women more than anything in this world. Like that's bar none. They are the greatest in this entire world, in my opinion. But that's my opinion. So yeah, man, that was just kind of wild, man. The guys is going back and forth about that. So appreciate you sharing your thoughts on that, Coach. RG3 a wild dude, bro. He's a wild dude. So yeah, he is, bro. I mean, he's just a wild dude, bro. But you can't give. I mean,
yeah, I don't even want to dive into it again, bro. But it's just I don't even want to throw salt on, bro. But it's like, bro, like, come on, man. Like, you walking around ESPN, like, do you not just walking around like, some Burger King, or you working at McDonald's or something like that? This is ESPN, like the worldwide leader in sports.
And then you got to do like Jason Whitlock. Like Jason Whitlock is notorious for being like just shitting on black women and really shitting on black people as a whole, bro. Like, and he like, I just feel like when he agrees with you, that says a lot about it right there. So yeah, bro. I don't know, bro. It's just wild, bro. And that's why the power of a microphone is scary, bro. I mean, it's just certain things you just don't say, you just don't do. Like who you like, love who you love, but it's just weird, man. You ain't got to degrade, and that's what RC was saying, bro. Like, you don't got to degrade black women to magnify your wife. Like, you don't got to do that. Like, and he said he felt like he did that in the workplace. Yeah. He did it. Like, you don't got to do that, bro. Like, I'm not gonna degrade a Hispanic or white or Asian women. I'm not gonna do that to magnify my wife. The world knows how much I love Ashley. The world knows how much I love Mariah. But to someone that's dating outside of their race, I'm not gonna shit on their wife or whatever, or shit on their wife's race. But let's digress from that.
I feel you.
Yeah, bro. I mean, shit is wild. But it was something. Dang, coach. I had one more thing I wanted to ask you, man. Oh, so I'm just curious on who you've seen. So NBA talent, like what would be your starting five? And I'll give you a six man. Your starting five if you had an NBA team, and like let's say you can pick anybody you want. You don't gotta like be like a certain superstar limit. Your first five with a six man.
In the current NBA or all time?
Let's go from 2000 to now. So last 25 years.
Okay. Matter of fact, let's just go back and forth. Let's just play it like a draft.
All right,
and then we can compare at the end.
So we can't draft the same guy.
Right. Do we have to go in order, or we can go? Do we have to go point guard, shooting guard, small forward, or can we just pick random?
Not positionless. Let's make it make sense, but positionless.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. So you go first. Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. So you go first. You ready?
Rock.
1, 2.
Yeah. Oh. Rock, paper, scissors. Hold on. Let me start.
I'm listening to you.
Let me start. All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I got rock. What you got?
You lagging. I had scissors, but you lagging though.
On me, I did it. I swear. All right, let's get it. I got Braun.
Oh my God.
I got Braun. What KG say? I got Braun at my one, bro. I got Braun at my one.
Okay. All right. And these are guys in their prom.
Yeah. Like no specific year.
Everybody in their prom.
Do you want to do years? You want to? We can do years if you want to.
Nah. Let's go. Everybody in their prom. All
right. Braun.
You got Braun at the one.
Yep.
All right. I got KD.
Okay.
I'm not telling. I can't speak on what position he's gonna play though. I might put him at a 2. I might put him at a 3. I might put him at a 4. It just depends on how.
You don't got to name the position at all.
All right, cool.
All right. So he said Braun. He said KD. I said Braun.
Because a lot of people said in KD prime he was just as good as Braun.
Bro, you preaching to the
choir. Shout out to my boy Dez.
You know how I felt about KD, bro. So you preaching to the choir. I ain't disputing that at all. All right, so I said Braun. No cap, bro. I think I'm about to go in and get Shaq.
Okay. All right, I'm not mad at it. Shaq. All right, so I'm gonna combat that. No, I'm not even gonna combat that right now. I'm gonna take Steph.
Okay, so you got Steph, KD.
I'm gonna put Steph at the 1.
You got Steph, KD. I got Braun, Shaq. I want to say this guy, but I don't think you're gonna say him, so I'm gonna wait. So if you say him, I'm gonna get really pissed off. So I'm gonna hold that pick for my 4th one. I'm gonna go ahead and say damn, hold on. Damn, coach.
Steady long, steady wrong.
I feel like this next pick is very important. and we get a 6-man too. So, all right, I'm gonna go. Kyrie.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. All right, so I got Steph. I got KD. I'm going to go cold.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
going to go cold.
I got Greek freak. Giannis.
You can have him.
Hey, thank you.
Your team ain't got no spacing. You ain't got no spacing at all.
I got one more. I got one more pick in the 6-man.
All right, so I got Steph at the 1, Kobe at the 2,
Spacing,
KD at
what?
the 3.
You ain't got no size.
I know I'm about to go size.
Yes, I mean we just going opposite right now.
I got you. I'm gonna take Joker, man. I gotta take Joker at the 5.
Ooh, dang, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. That's a hell of a
I
pick.
gotta take Joker at the 5.
So what you got? You got KD, Joker.
I got Steph at the 1, Kobe at the 2, KD at the 3, Yoke at the 5, and then I'm missing a 4-man and a 6-man.
All right, and I got Bron, Kyrie, Giannis, Shaq. I do gotta give me a little shooter in that bitch. So you got Steph.
Yeah, right now my team better than yours.
I don't know. I disagree. We'll talk about that in a second. It's like I need a shoot. But see, Reed got that bit. Braun can knock down a 3. I think I gotta go Luka.
All right, you got Luka.
I gotta go Luka. Yeah, that's a hell of a
I
team.
think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go A. I'm gonna go AD. I think. Yeah. I'm gonna go AD. I'm gonna go Anthony Davis.
All right, 6-man.
I'm not in love with that pick though. I'm not in love with that pick. I'm not in love with that. That might be my weak link, honestly.
I say Giannis, Shaq.
I
My
don't know.
6
We'll talk
man.
about it.
I'm not 80 is a good pick, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. I just don't know. I mean, yeah, that's not a bad pick at all, bro. 6-man. I think this the X factor pick right here. I want to go size. Nah. I think for my 6-man, bro, I'm on the fence between two guys, but I think I'm going to get an edge to. I think I'm going to go T-Mac, Tracy McGrady.
Not mad at that. I know what I'm picking. Ooh, I'm picking MVP D Rose. My team shitting on yours. Because I look at it like this. The reason why I said we can compare now. We can compare. So the reason why I said AD is a bad pick is because in the grand scheme of things, like, was AD ever like a MVP candidate? I know he had some good years. Obviously, he has a ring. Obviously, he always in the running for defensive player of the year. But like, I don't ever remember AD being like a true MVP candidate. The rest of my guys MVPs. You know what I'm saying?
I'm writing this down. Your list, hold on. You said AD.
I got Steph at the 1.
Steph. KD.
I got Kobe at the 2. I got KD at the
Jokic,
3. I got AD
Kobe,
at the 4. Jokic at the 5.
and
D
D
Rose,
Rose.
MVP D Rose at 6 man.
All right. Hey, that'll be a hell of a game, coach. Like, you said shit, and I don't know, bro, because like I got the most dominant player in NBA history in Shaq. So like, someone has to guard him. Mind you, he got a guard too, but someone got to guard him. You depending on Jokic or AD to do that. I think AD's too small. I think Jokic may have the strength, but we talking about Shaq. So there's that. Somebody got to guard KD.
But
See,
it
that's
ain't
I
like
feel,
you. It ain't like you gonna be playing through Shaq though.
why to start the game off. What's wrong with that? If we start the game, if a fresh Shaq,
I'm saying throughout the course of a game, like you constantly feeding Shaq on a low block, like, oh, I'm gonna
I
throw it
mean,
into the
dude,
post every time. Because I mean,
realistically, bro,
that's the only real way.
everybody we got can be played through, bro. So like you can play through anybody on your team, you can play through anybody on my team. So like again, I feel like it's gonna
But
be
that's what I'm
segments
saying though. That's what I'm saying. Like you agreeing. I feel like you agreeing with me. Like it ain't like you gonna be playing through Shaq the whole 4 quarters. Like, Shaq gonna get his
But
touches,
if
you
Shaq
know.
does his job, which what I'm picturing is dominating, getting guys in foul trouble, job well done. But then like I got Freak go be on KD. Kyrie, we already know what Kyrie gonna do to Steph. We already seen that. We seen that before, man. Biggest shot in NBA history was on
But I
Steph
mean,
Curry.
Kyrie in that same build too. Like he ain't never. And Kyrie, my dog. That's my dog to the death.
Yo,
I mean,
don't
Kyrie
you
ain't never been in
seen
the
what he
MVP
did
conversation.
but you seen what he did in the NBA Finals. You seen what he did in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
You seen it. I like that. You
I ain't mad at that.
seen what that man did in the NBA Finals.
I'm not mad at that.
That's
But
bar
what
none.
you talking about? You talking about my starting 5: Steph, unanimous MVP; Kobe, MVP; KD, MVP; AD. I already mentioned what I said about AD. Then you got Joker, MVP. Then you got D Rose, MVP. Like we talking about.
Yeah, you got 6
My
MVPs.
squad got like
5 out of 6.
Got legends. We got legends. We got
What?
immortals.
My team don't.
Bro, you got Tracy
Motherfuckers was saying,
McGrady.
don't do that. Your boy Kobe said T-Mac, he could do everything I did, but he was 6'9". And this is cold. Like this is cold, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't.
I ain't throwing salt on my boy
because you said
I ain't throwing salt on my boy.
In their prime, T-Mac was a scoring champion. T-Mac was carrying the Orlando Magic, the Houston Rocket. He was doing all of these things, scoring at a high level. The only thing you can really shit on T-Mac on was him as a defender, but he had to do got so much on offense. You can't say you got team like we ain't talking about. Which you said in their prime, no years, no in their. So you can't do that. That's what you can't do.
I ain't mad at it because Tracy
you
McGrady was that guy.
He
was that guy.
And I'm bringing him off the bench.
He was that guy.
I'm bringing him off the bench.
Yeah, he was that guy. He
was, bro. T-Mac was it was T-Mac, KD, and now it's Jokic. And as my favorite, like T-Mac was one of one, bro. Like, and again, but respected amongst his peers, best score. Like again, Cole, the God, rest in peace. Literally said like he can do everything I can, but he's 6'9". That's saying something, bro.
Man, I want to know what the people gonna say in the comments, man. If you listen to this, let me know who the better team is. Let me know who will win in the matchup. I personally think my team probably beat your team 130 to 110, something like that.
Hell no. Hell no, bro. You just trying to
130 to
piss me off,
110.
bro. I'm telling you, bro. Like respectfully, your week
We traded and we trading threes for twos. We trading threes for twos.
Your weak link. But I got Kyrie, Luka, T-Mac, and Bron. They shooting.
What Bron is this?
You said Bron. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think Bron has a prime. But if I had to pick a year, my all-time favorite Bron is 2018 Bron. But if I wanted a Bron for this specific team, I would pick any one of the Brons in the Miami Heat when Bron had. You remember that 2K team you used to use when you used to use the Heat? And Bron was shooting three. Like Bron didn't miss from the three, bro. Bron didn't miss from the three in Miami. He did not miss from the three. That Bron, because I know you remember that because that's the only team you were using 2K, and Bron was the ultimate cheat code. The ultimate because he did his 3-point in that 2K was like a 91. So that Bron, let's go with that Bron since I need shooting.
Bro, that's fake.
Exactly. So I got that Bron, Kyrie, who can shoot, Luka, who can shoot, T-Mac, who can shoot. Freaking Shaq ain't got to shoot, bro. Who's going Greek Freak on your team?
I can put AD on Greek Freak. Greek Freak is
okay. Who going Shaq?
Like this.
Who going Shaq?
I can put Yoke on Shaq.
All right, come on now. Come on. I love Jokic, you know that, but come on.
I mean, Shaq got to guard Yoke too. Shaq got to guard Yoke too, and Yoke playing at the 3-point line. Yoke was top 10 in 3-point percentage this year.
Yeah,
Shaq not getting out there. Shaq gonna be in drop coverage. We can put Shaq in screen and roll. He gonna be in drop coverage. Steph just gonna come off and shoot a wide open three because Shaq gonna be right in the paint. Yeah, it's easy. Like we can scheme Shaq out the game if we being real. We can really scheme him out the game.
If you scheming him out of the game, he gonna big man y'all out of the game. That's the thing, bro. Like you're relying on Jokic to guard him, and I don't think that can be done, bro. Like it can't be done. It was never done. The biggest problem in the Shaq was Yao Ming, and that's because he was 7'6".
Nah, facts. But the thing about it, like I said, it brings me back to my point of at that point we traded threes for twos because I'm just putting Shaq in screen roll, or I'm just putting Yoke at the top of the key, daring Shaq to come out there and guard him. If Shaq don't guard him, Yoke just gonna knock down a three. If that don't work, we just gonna put him in screen roll, 1-5, Steph and Yoke in the pick and roll, putting Shaq right in there. Shaq not coming out the paint. He gonna be in drop. If he gets up, if he hedges it, then we just gonna go right by him. Like you a coach, you gonna have to take him out.
No, I don't think you're not considering foul trouble, coach. You're not considering that. I hear the offensive scheme sounds great, but Jokic is going to get in foul trouble. You're going to have to take him out of the game. So then you're bringing in D Rose. So then what are you going to do? I can live with if you're getting your threes over.
Then I got AD.
Okay. So then who going Greek Freak?
I put KD on Greek Freak.
No.
I got versatility.
No.
I got lineup versatility too.
No, bro.
I got lineup versatility. What you mean? No.
You're not thinking about. You're not thinking about if T-Mac is if Shaq is out and you bring T-Mac in and Freak is at our 5, right? And Jokic is in foul trouble, bro. You're it's nothing you can do, bro. It's nothing that can be done because all Freak got to do is set the screen, get the switch on for Steph, D Rose, Kobe. Like, bro, Bron in the screen and roll with any of these guys other than Shaq is fake. It's fake. Luka in the screen and roll, fake. It's not realistic, bro. But again, what I'm thinking from a coach standpoint is, oh yeah, they're gonna get in foul trouble. We're gonna get these guys in foul trouble with one player, Shaquille O'Neal, and that's gonna be the difference maker right there because he can't be guarded. No one on your list can guard him.
And you saying get him in foul trouble? You act like he's gonna go to the line and make free throws. Prom Shaq was not making free throws.
No, it's not about that. It's not about that. Again, if Jokic get 2-3 fouls in the first quarter, we good. We're good. Because then you got to go AD. What he gonna do? What the hell AD gonna do? What is he gonna do? He not big enough.
Hey,
That's
man,
the only point I'm making. I hear what you're saying. It sounds good. Look, we trading threes for twos, but y'all still gotta guard that man, and you're not considering foul trouble. You're not considering foul trouble, bro. And like I said, I got shooters too, bro. You want to double team Shaq? Be my guest. Shaq was one of the best passing bigs of all time. Shaq got a lot of credit for his ability to pass the ball. So whether you want Bron,
I ain't mad at it, man. I like how you just mocked me like that. Trade 3 for 2. I like how you did that.
You want to fall in love with the three, man? Cool. Be my guest, bro. We can play the percentages. Yeah, you got guys that are capable of knocking down the three, but Kobe never shot 40% from the three. D Rose never shot 40% from the three. KD has shot 40% from the three. Steph has shot 40% from the three. AD has never shot 40% from the three. Jokic did this past season. So three out of your 6 has shot 40% from the three. But Jokic has only done that once. KD and Steph has done it multiple times. So you play the percentages. We going to that. We going to that Baja.
I got a guy that you got to guard as soon as you cross half court. You ain't got that.
Man, hey man, shit. I got Kyrie Irving too.
You ain't got a guy who you got to guard as soon as he cross half. Like, you ain't got that. And you know I rock with Kyle, but you ain't got that, man. It's a different level.
Hey, chat, let us know, man. We gonna agree to disagree, but chat, let us know, man. Comment your 5 you having from 2000 and now. We gonna clip this up, man. We gonna post this. I'm very eager to hear what the people saying. Whose team is better, Team McCray or Team Leathers? Let us know. Man, let's bet a little Chipotle bowl, man. Whoever get the most votes, we're gonna have a little poll. We're gonna post it tomorrow. We're gonna give it a week. Whoever got the most votes, like under our comments, they'll gotta get them a Chipotle bowl.
All right, man, let's do it. I like it.
All right, man. Hey, I like the honey chicken. Honey chicken. You know what I'm saying? Gotta mix the pinto with the black beans, brown rice, fajita veggies, vinaigrette.
Okay, you going healthy with the fajita veggies. I like that. The brown rice, I like that. Little healthy bowl. I like it.
You get the white rice?
Absolutely. Extra rice. Extra white rice.
Well, you gotta get the brown rice, gang. You tripping. You don't get the fajita veggies?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Just depending on how I feel. My wife put me on, though. So the first time I got the honey chicken, and then the sauce that I got, I usually get the medium sauce, the green sauce. I usually get that because it's a little on the sweeter side. So I got that with the honey chicken, and it was just too sweet for me. So she said, from now on, get the honey chicken with the hot sauce salsa. Hey, it matches perfectly together. Like, it blends perfectly together, bro.
I used to always get the hot sauce, man, but that shit do something to your stomach, dog. That shit do something. I used to.
Oh yeah. It normally it do for me too.
I had to scale it back.
It do for me too.
I do the medium. I do the medium with the pico, light cheese. Because when you get the cheese at Chipotle, bro, they be loading that shit up. So I got to get the light cheese, regular lettuce. My wife gets the sour cream with hers. I don't know if you're a sour cream. I'm not big on sour cream. I only like sour cream, honestly, when she get it. But if I don't get that shit myself, bro. But you eat everything, so I don't even know why I'm asking that.
Sour cream good, man. They can definitely overdo it though, so sometimes you gotta specify the amount of sour cream. But yeah, man, you gotta go with a little bit of sour cream on your bowl, man. You know, it blends everything together.
For sure. But yeah, man. So like I said, man, we got our bet. We locked in. I think that can conclude episode 12. Definitely miss talking to you, brother. Looking forward to seeing y'all this weekend. Looking forward to recording our next episode. Like, subscribe, follow No Pressure Podcast, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify. Y'all already know what to do. Continue to tap in with us.